Hi, in this video we're going to review the simple present and the present progressive, also known as present continuous. So just so we remember, the simple present is like I talk, I don't talk, and the present progressive or continuous is with the verb be, I am talking or I am not talking. So now we remember what two tenses we're talking about. All right, fill in the blanks here with the correct form of the either present progressive or simple present of the verb in parentheses. So pause the video because in the next slide I'm going to give you the answers. So pause and try. All right, let's look at the answers. Okay, so in the first one, is it true that young people are reading fewer and fewer books than before? When I get a free moment, I play Sudoku on my phone. 3, I'm taking 5 classes this semester. On Fridays, I play volleyball, and on Tuesdays, I hang out with my friends. 5, I don't understand anything about this class. And 6, in addition to English, I'm also learning Japanese. Now, whether you got them right or wrong, the important thing is to know why. So let's look. Again, this simple present, it's about habits and routines, facts that are generally true, or state verbs like understand, want, own, right? We don't say I am owning a bicycle. We just say I own, okay, in the simple present. While the present progressive, it's about actions in progress or changing situations. So, what can really help us for this are these key words that show like time markers. And I put them here in red. So here we have fewer and fewer books than before. That's like a changing situation, okay? In Spanish, this is where we would say cada vez más menos leen. Es cierto que los jóvenes leen cada vez más menos libros, but in English, the cada vez más or cada vez menos construction does not exist, so we would have to say fewer and fewer, or more and more, or better and better, okay? It's an expression that we cannot translate directly as like every time more. That expression does not exist like that in English. So when we see these like fewer and fewer than before, more and more, we know, ojo, they're telling us, pilas. This is a process that's in progress, a change, okay? Now let's look at 2. When I get a free moment, this implies habits and routine, okay? Every time I get a free moment, well, not every time, but in general, okay? It implies habits and routine, so we know it has to be simple present. Number 3, this semester, this is a key word here because it's talking about actions in progress now. So this semester, right now, this year, all of those show that it's in progress right now, so we need I am taking. We need the present progressive. In number 4, we have on Fridays and on Tuesdays. Those imply habit and routine, so it has to be simple present, okay? And number 5, there's no time marker here, but understand is one of these state of being verbs that we just don't in general use in the progressive. It's like automatically in the simple present, okay? And number 6, there's also not a specific time marker, but here we need to think about the meaning of the verb. So some verbs just don't make sense in the simple present, okay? We wouldn't say, I learn Japanese every day, because it doesn't really make sense. It's like, ¿cuántas veces tienes que aprenderlo? No es que lo aprendes una vez y ya te lo sabes. So in that case, it makes much more sense to use it in the present progressive, like I am learning Japanese, because learning is a process, right? It's ongoing. Also, we don't say I become better at it because that's like, it doesn't make sense as a routine, like cada martes mejoro mi japonés. Like I am becoming better at it because it's a process of change, okay? So that has to be in the present progressive. And some verbs don't make sense in the progressive, again, like the state of being verbs, like belong. This book is belonging to me. No, that doesn't make sense. We would have to say this book belongs to me. It's kind of a fact, not a process, right? Also in Spanish, we wouldn't say este libro me está perteneciendo. We would just say me pertenece. So, ojo, what's really important, what's key, what's clave, is these key words, these time markers that tell us what tense makes sense. So when you see like on Fridays, always, usually, all right, it means it has to be the simple present. When you see right now, at this moment, this year, it has to be the present progressive. However, sometimes there's no explicit time marker, but it's implicit because of the situation. So if you go up to your friend and say, hey, what are you reading? Maybe you don't say, what are you reading right now? The right now is implicit, okay? The situation the situation is like the time marker. So you're asking about what the person's doing right now, not habitually. So it needs to be in the present progressive. Sometimes you can use either one, but either tense, but the implicit meaning is different, right? So if you ask, what do you study? Like that's like in general, like what's your major, your carrera, right? Versus if somebody asks you, what are you studying? Maybe they mean like right now or this semester, all right? So even without explicit time markers, they might be implicit in the situation.